Hi, everyone. Good morning. As Jan outlined this morning, our job is to provide you with the best quality data, developing the best practices from a methodology point of view, and delivered safely and effectively using modern and powerful technology. This morning, I want to give you some updates on what we've been up to. It's been a busy year, and some highlights of our 2025 product strategy. We've been busy. As you can see from the slide, we have released a lot of data, updated our platforms, and also done an incredible volume of project work. I want to thank you for your partnership, for working with us, providing us with so many opportunities, and providing your feedback. Tomorrow, we will meet with our Customer Advisory Board. As product leader, I appreciate hearing from them and from all of you about what you need. Today, I'm going to cover just a small number of the many important programs and initiatives that are underway. First, the common thread. This is Prism, our flagship product. You use it to create custom audience and targets for insights, location analysis, to find and keep your customers. The current system that you see here was built in 2020. Of course, we update it every year. So every year, we fine-tune the postal code assignments, update the descriptors. We use the most current data that we have accessible. We classify new neighborhoods in postal codes. From time to time, we look at the data that we have access to and see if the actual schema is still optimal. Have some segments emerged? Have some of the segments disappeared? The data themselves determines if and when and to what extent change is needed. This is the time to look at the data. Our Chief Analytics Officer, Danny Human, has built 5 systems in Canada over the past 30 years. 4 of them since we founded EA. Danny says to me that yes, there will be an update this year, not a complete redo, but some clusters will disappear, and there are some new ones. And rumor has it there might be a South Asian segment. New variables are available that will result in change. I'm happy to announce that our 2025 release will incorporate all the 2021 census, will capture other key changes in behavior. How much change there will be, again, we don't know yet. The data will speak. You will choose when to switch over, and as always, we will help you with the transition. Also remember, 20 years ago when we launched Prism, it was the first geodemographic segmentation system, those are all big words, that included psychographics. And this is the only system that still does this. The inclusion of values from our partner and former sister company Environics research in both the development and personification of our Prism clusters is now more important than ever. The integration of Prism and social values with your customer data, combined with our links to media, means that your creative can be data-driven, and you can execute messages that truly resonate with the different audiences that you're trying to reach. Let's work together to bring the data to the creative side of our work and not just the execution. In this simple example, I picked 2 segments. Segment 1, the A-list, and segment 2, the wealthy and wise. You will notice that they're separate segments, but they're virtually identical when you look at their demographics. They're both urban, wealthy, middle-aged families with older children. So you would assume that you can speak to them the same way. However, there are key values that differentiate these segments that, as a marketer, you may not want to ignore. Here are some examples of where they differ. So let's talk about personal creativity. Defined as the desire to use one's imagination and creative talents in daily life. For the A-list, they score above average. They thrive on using imagination and creative talents to innovate and problem solve. Marketing should be innovative, visually striking, and you may even want to make it interactive to engage them. Whereas the wealthy and wise score well below average. They focus on stability and proven methods. As a marketer, you should emphasize trust, reliability, and proven success. with maybe gentle introductions of creative elements with familiar frameworks. Next, there's the rejection of inequality. Again, the A-list scores above average. They are passionate about making a difference and being in active involvement to drive societal change. Campaigns should align with their commitment to social causes. Again, the wealthy and wise score below average. They are less likely to believe that the possibility of social change through active involvement. Campaigns should highlight the benefits of social causes and how individual contributions can lead to a greater good. Now, legacy. Both segments score very high on this value, and they have a desire to leave a legacy after they pass. Marketing should emphasize how products, services, and initiatives can help them achieve their legacy goals, whether that's through financial stability, cultural contributions, or moral and spiritual fulfillment. By understanding when to align on shared values like legacy, or when to differentiate based on social values, more nuanced and effective marketing strategies can be created. This approach resonates with each segment and builds stronger, more meaningful connections. So that's just a simple example. Last week, we launched Voter Connect, a comprehensive database designed to empower Canadians' political strategists with deep insights into voter behavior, preferences, and demographics. The key inputs to this database were PRISM and social values. The database features 15 unique voter segments and allows for more effective analysis and engagement. It also includes voting behavior data for major political parties at the postal code level. Everyone of you here probably knows that technology is giving us access to increasingly valuable data. Jan mentioned big data, and we use the term harnessing because it truly is a challenging task. Our Mobilescapes product, which provides mobile movement data from phones, is the most widely used system in Canada. It delivers not just counts of where people go, but it also breaks it down by day part and by day of week. Additionally, our data is linked to the attributes of phone owners. What this means is we provide detailed mobile movement patterns of shoppers, commuters, employees, and whatnot. That this data is not just about where people go, but also their demographics, their values, and lifestyle information. Mobilescapes is an amazing tool, but let's be transparent. Like all big data, it's not easy. The quality and the quantity of data that comes from location data from GPS in apps has significantly decreased. Canadians actually turn off their location services on their phone at about 10 times the rate of our Americans. So if you want to understand local behavior, and of course all of us do in this room, size matters, sample size that is, and so does representativity. I am thrilled to announce that our fall release coming in November, for the first time ever, we will develop not only Mobilescapes using our GPS signals from phones, but also using mobile patterns modeled from cellular networks. Both data sources, along with our modeling and release processes, comply with Canadian privacy regulations and adhere to the most rigorous standards, ISO 31700 Privacy by Design certification. We are proud to have attained this certificate last year in October, and we will continue to adhere to these standards for all the reasons that Jan outlined. The good news is that this makes our incoming sample size orders of magnitude larger than what has been available to us and others based on GPS data alone. If you're a technical person, you might be wondering about the precision of phone locations from cell data. Great question. Our team has solved that too. Peter Marin, and our Chief Innovation Officer, and his team of spatial data scientists have developed proprietary methodologies using various characteristics of the cell phone data. While there are a few edge cases, for example, rural areas, multi-story buildings, when you have a golf course adjacent to something like a subway, we have cracked it for the vast majority of business cases. This breakthrough not only impacts mobilescapes, but it also impacts all the derived products like Footfall, Visitor View, Workplace Now, and MoverStats. Please be sure to watch for these updates in the fall. Another big data-driven database is Clickscapes, which tracks what websites and apps Canadians visit. This data captures an accurate, anonymous picture of who those visitors are, and of course, because it's linked in our platforms, it's linked to PRISM, demographics, social values, media, behavior, wealth, and so on. I'm happy to announce that in 2025, we will be connecting our Clickscapes data to Vividata's Metrica data. Metrica combines their survey of Canadian consumer panel data with passive measurements from screen. The fusion will allow Clickscapes to understand not only the websites Canadians visit, but where they spend their time, how much time they spend on an individual page, and actually if they transact. Our practice of partnering with incredible organizations like Vividata, integrating their widely used data into our postal code framework, and linking it to all of our other data is well established. We are now incorporating passive and single data, which is big data, not just as we do with our reliable survey data, all within our privacy framework. So what else is coming? We want to explore more categories of household spend and online and offline breakouts of that spend. We are looking at spending impact at both locations and markets. We are looking at broader economic income variables. We are enhancing our points of interest database. And we're also looking at enhancing our geofence data along with the building footprints and attributes of land parcels. We are enhancing what we do for established industry users like most of you, and also exploring new applications for sectors like electricity, health and pharma, transportation, and infrastructure. The opportunities for commuter flows and travel paths, another database, and a byproduct of mobilescapes, which has now been upgraded to use the cellular data, are mind-boggling. This data is invaluable for city and transportation planners, infrastructure funding, commercial real estate, and outdoor advertising. Numerous projects are underway, leveraging what we have built for incredible learnings and for many of you. Please ask us about these databases. We often joke that we always have about 140 important things to do on this list of things that we want to tackle. While we must focus on a few key priorities, we keep this list curated. Standing still is just not in our DNA. We are grateful for the investment of our owner has made in automation and scaling data development and dissemination in recent years. We are finally reaping the benefits. So another top priority is the complete rewrite of Envision. We've been working on this for 2 years. Some of you may ask why. You already love using what we have. We've seen the numbers, hundreds of thousands of reports generated by hundreds of users. The usage is renewed every year, expanding year over year. Users love our databases, but they need them embedded at their fingertips and embedded in workflows and in reports that answer key business questions. That's what Envision essentially does. It makes your lives easier. Envision in its current form, though, has been around for a long time, about 10 years. While the legacy system still works really well, it can be challenging to include new types of data, delivering modern reports, and ensure speed, performance, and flexibility. We've stretched and tweaked it as much as we can, and that's why we started the project 2 years ago. As of now, all the complicated replatforming is done. This includes cloud-native architecture and single sign-on, ArcGIS portal on Kubernetes, and APIs based on a new multi-dimensional data storage and retrieval system. Doesn't that sound great? The new database architecture accommodates the vastness of our data. We're talking about tens of thousands of variables by million GeoUnits across thousands of time periods. We've pushed technology to its limits and integrated it with our leading providers like Esri and Snowflake to bring next generational functionality, performance, and user experience. The new application has the right mix of embedded reports configured for different users with annually and quarterly views, and now includes near real-time trend reporting, essential for products like mobilescapes and clickscapes, and for media outcome measurement. Andrew Schuster and his team have built the foundation, the framing, the wiring, the plumbing. Meanwhile, my team, also led by Andrew and Lefty, and our PMO, led by Stephanie, have been planning and implementing visual identity, UX, standardization of terminology, and designing reports. Next month, we will have our first launch. The release will happen over the next 5 quarters. Groups of functionalities will be released, and we will transition users in a way that works for them. Here's a sneak peek of what to expect.
With Envision 2.0, our powerful analytics platform is now more dynamic, more connected, and more collaborative than ever. Let's explore the key innovations that make turning insights into action, seamlessly and intuitively. Generate dynamic reports instantly, using a variety of predefined templates. Select the variables you need, and watch as interactive reports come to life in just a few clicks. And with our integrated AI, simply ask a question about your industry, use case, or problem you're trying to solve, and it suggests suitable products and variables. It even guides you on where to look. Embedded maps display alongside reports, update instantly, and save time, eliminating lengthy setups. Make faster, smarter decisions with real-time interactive visualizations that adapt to your needs. Quickly create demographic reports by selecting the area and radius size. Then, explore the data. Learn more about households, populations, income, education and jobs, language and immigration, and the industry landscape. Or, analyze prospective sites by choosing a desired location and selecting your criteria. Generate easy-to-interpret sales forecasts and perform competitor analysis for a more holistic view. Discover instant insights with our integrated AI. Simply enter your requirements, industry, business objectives, or specific demographics. Let it get to work, recommending the best segments to target. When you're finished, seamlessly connect them to media buying platforms and third-party apps. And with all those reports, maps, and insights, enhance your collaboration with shareable workspaces, securely and efficiently. There's so much more to discover with Envision 2.0.
I was going to say, I'm going to give a shout out to Will because he allowed me not to do that live. But I do encourage you to visit the Solution Center and see it as well as on many of the other products. Finally, we set to ensure that Envision became part of what we call the platform of the future. This means our data and workflows in Envision are available through APIs to connect to your business intelligence systems or internal apps, ensuring interoperability with other systems like ArcGIS and Power BI. We've integrated our data with media partners, particularly linking to the Bell marketing platform and other ad tech partners. Our earlier released APIs are now in use, and we are working on more every day. We aim to make our data and analytics accessible, connected, high quality, and safe for your brand. You may have heard that we're offering cleanroom and data collaboration services through EA Vault and recent partnerships with LiveRamp. You will hear more about this from our next speakers. We are working internally so that the EA Vault and Envision platforms will have the same look and feel, same terminology, will share the same data as allowed, and become part of an ecosystem that supports real data collaboration. I'm very excited about all these enhancements. In addition to these new data and platform innovations, our actual internal systems have undergone significant automation. We have better tools. We've been using machine learning for 30 years now, but the new processing power, storage, compute capabilities, and AR tools are just a joy to embrace for our innovation, data development, software, and product teams. And embrace them we have. There is much more to come. I look forward to 2025, a milestone year for us, and I'm so happy to be part of it. Thank you.